Guys, this is next episode. We've been a bit lacking recently, but that's only because of it's all our faults, us three.
Well, to make up for that, we've got Blackman Da Traveller.
What's going on?
And his manager, what are you man saying?
Kaya,
yeah?
What's going on? Thank you for letting me come.
Thanks for coming on.
Pleasure to have you.
Thanks for coming on. Right, well, get started for both of you.
Yeah.
Where you grew up, how you got started.
Yeah.
What's your plans?
Okay, so
Take it from there.
Originally, we are both from Newham.
Yeah.
In Stratford. So he's my cousin and he's my manager, and basically the way Blackman Da Traveller started. So I was going through certain stuff when I was young.
Yeah.
You know, I was facing through errors between gang coach and whatever.
Yeah.
And I moved to Australia in 2018, I think.
Yeah, the end of 17.
Yeah, 2017. So I moved to Australia with my missus, moved out there, and then I went there just to change like my perspective of life and just to get like a different perspective on it. So I moved out there and literally I lived on a farm in the northern territory in Australia with Aboriginals.
That was a bit of change from Newham, innit?
That
was a change.
That was different. Like,
Yeah.
it was because the experience is that I'm in a desert. I'm picking watermelons at like 25 kg.
See kangaroos.
Kangaroos, brown snakes are going past my foot. I've like killed brown snakes as well. So I'm there now, and then
Fuck that for a laugh. What?
Bare hands, bro.
Bare hands, brown snakes.
Man.
And then I'm like, ooh, okay. And then on my second year, I've done the farm work again because you got to do agriculture work to get your first year. In your second year, you got to do 8 days in the first year, and then 6 months in your second year. So I've done that now, and then after that, I was still in Australia. And then I said to my cousin, "Look, come out." He said, "Nah, man, Australia's too far. Why am I gonna go there? Blah 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 blah." And I told him, "Look, Australia, like, it's a land of opportunities."
Yeah.
So then eventually, one of my friends called Loretta, shout her out. She kept on DMing me on Instagram. She said, "Oh, Amir, like, you should start YouTube." I'm like, bro, what's the matter with this girl? Like, I've left the UK for a reason. Like, I don't want people to like DM me. And she's like, no, like, start YouTube because like you're traveling, and there's no one like you that's traveling. So I was like, okay, cool. So I must have looked into it, and then I must have typed black British travel bloggers.
Yeah.
And then the majority were just females that kept on coming up.
Yeah.
So there wasn't really guys.
Yeah, that men can relate to.
Yeah, that men can relate to. So I thought, okay, that's interesting. So I thought, okay. So my nickname was Blackman from like when I was young.
Yeah.
And then I just thought, okay, I'm gonna start YouTube. Told my cousin, said, yeah, bro, if you want to do it, do it. He was like, I'm not too sure. I said, yeah, I'm gonna do it. So I just added the Traveller, and then that's how Blackman Da Traveller started.
Did you have like a following before you started like vlogging and that?
So basically, I never had a following. I just had like maybe like 500 followers on Instagram.
You just knew a lot of people in the ends were just mad popular. And
Yeah.
You'd left the ends and people were intrigued. They're like, oh, what happened to Blackman? And I'm like, yeah, he moved to Australia. I'm like, are you sure he's not gone to jail? I was like, no, he's gone to Australia.
No, real talk, be real with me. Where is he?
Can't say in that area. If you got away for a certain amount of period, you either left the ends, you've gone jail, or it's just gone pear-shaped. But I was telling people now he's gone to Australia, and then they looked on his Instagram and they're like, right, like, my man's in Melbourne, Sydney, and they're like, what? I'm keeping regular contact with him. And he's sending me videos of him on he's by the beach, Bondi Beach. I'm like, right, the beach is alright there, isn't it? He's like, yeah. After work, man's going on the beach. I'm like, oh, you must know how to surf and that. Yeah. He's like, he didn't get that far like surfing and stuff, but it was just when he's telling me about the lifestyle and how they're living out there, like, it's crazy. Telling me he's like 300 days worth of sun out there, and people just more friendly compared to the UK, and the weather's a lot better and stuff. So I'm just
not even UK, bro. Just London, innit, bro? Go up north, you see a different, complete change of scenery, innit?
Up north is real chill.
Like people talking, you thinking, brother, the guy trying to rob me?
What's his
you start getting suspicious, innit? Like, you start getting suspicious, bro.
Trust me.
Watching your drinking, like.
But it's like, so then obviously I was like, yeah, look, I'm doing this, I'm doing YouTube, and then to answer your question, I never had no followers. I just had a certain amount of people.
Yeah.
So the way I thought, so I had this little like idea. So I had no videos since last year January.
Yeah.
And then I was in Australia for 2 years. So on my second year in Australia in 2020, I worked as a labourer in the morning and I worked as a waiter in the afternoon. So what I used to do, I used to say to people, like when I was serving people food as a waiter, I said, oh yeah, guys, by the way, I'm a YouTuber, I make more travelling content, do you want to subscribe to my channel? They're like, yeah, for sure. So people are subscribing to me. But while people are subscribing, they're like, hold on a minute, you don't even have one video. I'm like, yeah, it's coming. So I had this idea, I'm going to get 1,000 subscribers without a single video, and I've done it.
Fair enough.
Not even one video out. So that was my marketing, right? So that's just the 1,000 subscribers sorted.
Yeah.
Now I just need the 4,000 hours.
Yeah.
So then eventually people used to DM me on Instagram like, look, you ain't got no video. Then I started to get people to unsubscribe to me, and I thought, okay, I gotta get my first video out.
Yeah.
So I left Australia. My visa finished last year, January the 13th.
Yeah.
And then I chose to go to Vietnam, and that was where my first video started.
Smart marketing, man.
And what was
Fair
the first
enough.
video?
Tried a snake in Vietnam.
What, like you ate a snake?
Yeah.
How did it taste?
Tastes like chicken. It does.
Nah, you serious?
Yeah.
Well, same texture and everything. And I never tried snake before.
You know what? It's so weird. Like when you watch the video on YouTube, yeah. So literally, it was the first day I landed in Vietnam. I don't know if you guys watch travel bloggers, but there's a guy called Bo the Bankrupt from the UK, from Brighton.
No, I don't really watch much, to be fair.
He's the famous English blogger, and then he blogs with one guy from Norway called Howard Boulder.
Alright.
And he went to Vietnam to this restaurant, and he tried snake.
Yeah.
And snake is like a Southeast Asian food delicacy. I thought, okay, let me go try it. So literally, I've gone to my homestay, and then I was gonna blog like my homestay with this guy, but I caught coronavirus, so it was a bit weird.
Oh shit.
Vietnam was weird, and then I've gone to this restaurant now, so I've used like they've got this app. It's similar to Uber. I don't know, but it's like
What, in Vietnam?
like a Southeast Asia. I don't know what the app is. Like you've been there before. I don't know what it's called.
No, I didn't catch a cab when I was there. I did the little hail and ride thing.
Okay.
Was it just for cabs?
Yeah, just for cabs and scooters. So I must have used that. And then the guy looked at me and said, "Where you going?" I said, "Oh, I want to go to this place." So I showed him. He said, "You are crazy." Because it's snake. I said, "Yeah, I'm hungry." He said, "You gonna try snake?" I said, "Yeah." So he's dropped me there. And then he just smiled. And then literally, I've entered the restaurant. I'm like, "Oh, hello," in Vietnamese, language barrier. Then I'm like, "I want to try snake." Everyone just looked at me. They're thinking, what is this black person doing? I was in the middle, like, it was like the outskirts of Hanoi.
Yeah.
So I've gone in there, I said, I want to try steak, I want to try steak. And then I went Google Translate, and I just showed them the thing. So wherever I go, I make sure I got internet, I show them the thing.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, cool. So they made me stand there for like literally 10, 15 minutes. You can see it on YouTube. And then eventually they took me to the back. And the guy's like, oh, you want to try a snake? I said, yeah. He spoke a bit of English. Then they took me to the back. And then there was individual doors. Inside the individual doors, there's different type of snakes. There was yellow bellies, there was pythons, brown snakes, cobras.
Alive.
All alive.
It's like you're buying drugs, bro. It's like you're buying drugs.
Yeah, literally. So you can see it on YouTube. It's called it's like one of my videos on YouTube. So I've gone in there now.
Check out today.
And then the guy was like, okay, come. So he said to me, come forward. So I've gone forward now. Then he said to me, give me your phone. I said, what's this guy trying to do? He said, no, you got to put on the flash.
Yeah.
He just opens a random door. He puts his hand like that, and all I hear is, and he just grabs the snake.
What, like a live snake?
A live snake. He grabs the snake. I think it was a python. He grabs it out. The snake was so big, I moved back, and I said no. And he's like, no, it's okay. Like he's moving the snake towards me.
Nah, these men are built.
yeah. And I was like, no, I'm alright, boss man. But in Vietnam, in Southeast Asia, they're very smart. The bigger the snake, the more money it's gonna cost, because the more meat.
Yeah.
The smaller the snake, the less money it's gonna cost.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. So I already realised the tourist trap that he's trying to put me in.
Yeah.
I said, no, I'm okay. I said, I prefer something small. Then I think he must have pulled something out. I said, no. Then he got a yellow belly.
Alright.
Yellow bellies, I'm very familiar in Australia. The tree snakes, so they're not poisonous. So he got the snake, and then you can see everything on YouTube. He beheaded it. He took out the heart and actually drank the heart with a shot of tequila while we're still moving.
You drank
Snake
You
heart,
drank it?
yeah.
Mad.
Yeah. And
You're
it's still
evil,
moving.
bro.
You can see it in the glass, it's still moving.
You're evil,
Pulsating.
fam.
It's pulsating. And then once I back, it's the first time I ever tried tequila as well. So once I put the tequila, the heart's actually moving inside.
Oh my days.
Yeah. And that was the first time. That was my first video I made on YouTube, and that was on the first day I got to Vietnam.
It was definitely a way to start though.
Yeah.
People watched it probably thinking.
Better how we started. I mean, we just started in our houses, like shit, like sort of like crappy cameras on our computers.
Yeah.
Like we took on all the episodes, didn't we? All the stars. Like, cause we got into the studio about 5 months, 6 months ago.
Yeah, a few months. Yeah.
That's when we had to like start again, because the original one before that
we just hit restart and restart mission there.
Yeah, that's what we had to do, man, because we thought the quality of the episode was just terrible. We were just talking crap, like pretty much. So.
But at least you were socialising, like, use network amongst one another. That's the important thing.
Yeah. So like in terms of like travelling, where else have you travelled to? So you've been to Southeast Asia, you've been to Vietnam, Australia.
Yeah.
Where else have you been?
I filmed in Turkey.
Yeah.
Turkey was interesting. I done some
Whereabouts?
hitchhiking. I was in Izmir, Cappadocia, Ankara, Olympus, Antalya, Istanbul. So I done some hitchhiking videos as well in Turkey. So I jumped in random people's cars. Yeah, that was
Turkish people are.
That's risky.
Yeah, that was risky. Yeah, Turkish people.
Yeah.
I think outside of Istanbul, hospitality was the best because people were open and sociable.
Is Istanbul on the east side?
Yeah.
It's more touristy.
No, west side.
It's proper touristy, isn't it?
Yeah, very touristy. But Turkey was good, so I was in Turkey, and then with him we went to Morocco together as well.
Morocco.
Kesh,
How was that?
It was good, man. Great experience.
Because obviously I know Morocco's like a religious country, innit?
Yeah.
To an extent, innit? You can.
America it's less because more tourists, but
proper
there's other cities as well, innit?
Yeah.
Where you can't do certain stuff.
Yeah, but it's proper touristy in regards to Kesh. Is really good, to be honest. It caters for all budgets, isn't it? We went out there about 6-7 years ago. What, 21, 22?
Yeah.
So we were slightly brassed, but we went out there for like 4 nights. Literally, we got there the first night. We were like, rah, like shit's bit different here. Everyone's hustling us. Everyone's thinking we're money. We're telling them, we want to buy this. They're telling us another price. Then we're like, nah, man, we'll pay half the price. Then we walk away. We'd walk away from one vendor. Another vendor will try to offer us something else. Hustle and bustle. Literally, if you can't barter out in cash,
forget it, bro. Forget it, bro.
Even in restaurants, I was bartering
even people from Morocco told me the same, man. People try finesse it.
Yeah. They'll milk you like a cow.
If you're not from there, they'll try finesse it dirty.
Yeah.
When you guys travel, would you ever do a backpacking holiday, or would you do the more stay safe, materialistic holiday?
I like the
Backpacking, 100%.
100%.
Yeah, I think
sometimes
so.
uncertainty makes it fun, innit?
Yeah.
Uncertainty makes
so.
it fun sometimes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You've got to be in certain situations to make the best out of your holiday.
That's true.
I think the idea of like going where everyone else is gonna go as well.
You're just gonna see the same tourists, innit?
Stick to just like these certain places. Everyone goes there.
I want some authenticity, innit?
Yeah,
like
definitely.
going to where all the tourists are going, it's more filtered for tourists. It's not the actual country, innit?
That's true.
Yeah, that's
Like when you go
that's
to
what I
the
think.
cities outside the capital where it's less popular, you'll get the actual country, innit? On how they live, like the rich side, the poor side.
The locals.
It's a lot more fun.
You get better.
Would you guys ever hitchhike?
No, I never properly done like
No, would you?
Yeah, I would. 100%.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Yeah.
I'd love to, man.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Like
I'm in the same boat as you, man.
Why?
I'm a bit weird about that one.
Why am I getting into this next
I
person's
don't know.
car?
I don't know the geezer, innit?
Yeah.
Like it could be a setup. You never know, innit?
Yeah.
Like
How can they gonna set you up though? Because you're the one getting in the whip.
Yeah.
Like, you're the one initiating the contact. You get me?
but that's true. That's true.
And you know what? You're a big guy as well, fam.
Yeah,
you're big.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
You
even
say that, but you might end up with some favela or some shit.
Nah,
Then don't matter how big you are, bro.
even if that, like, it doesn't mean I want to fight all the time, though. You know what I mean? Like, I'll probably fuck them up, but at the same time, doesn't mean I want to do it.
Would you feel comfortable in like going with, let's just say, like one of like your
It's
friends?
not. It's not comfortability. It's just more. I don't want to put myself in a position in the first place.
Okay, I understand.
That's what it is. Like, I'm comfortable wherever I go. Really, I don't really care about that. It's just like, why put yourself there? You don't need to be there.
That's true.
That's my mentality, innit? It's
That's
like
true.
I like to prevent instead of cure.
That's what you said as well.
Comfort. Yeah, I mean,
It's prevention instead of cure. Like, you know, like, it's that's the best way to put it.
I think like the reason why I hitchhike is just like for two various reasons. One is because it's free. You don't pay nothing most of the time. Second time is it's the experience, because I've actually, like, the first time I actually hitchhiked was in 2015. I was in the Bahamas with 2 backpackers. That's the first time I ever had like contact with backpackers. So there was 2 guys, one guy from Australia, one guy from Zimbabwe, and then the Australian guy was a nutter. Literally, we were walking down Nasa. He said, "Right, guys, we're gonna hitchhike." And then I'm looking at the guy from Zimbabwe. I'm like, "What's hitchhiking?" He said, "You could do that." I'm like, "Mate, like, we're in the Caribbean. I don't think they're gonna stop us." He's like, "Trust me, mate. They are fucking chill." Literally, we just walk in. The guy just does his hand, and then I remember there's like a 4x4, and the guy's like, "Yeah, where you going?" And then Aussie guy's like, "Oh, we're going downtown. Hop in." We jumped to the back of the 4x4. That was the best experience I ever had.
Is it? What did you get? Well, no,
like, we didn't. Like, we just chilled. Of course, we smoked a spliff, but that interaction with someone that we don't know, and it's a bit like you get that energy, like, oh my god, like, what's gonna happen next? Is it like something bad?
Uncertainty, innit?
You know,
it's the uncertainty.
So when I've done that, and then that's why I hitchhike. And then when I do hitchhike, and then I put it on YouTube, I want to show people that I'm not promoting jumping around in people's cars. But I'm saying, look, this is another way to travel.
Yeah, you're trying to give the unfiltered version in it, like like the do's and don'ts.
Yeah,
It's
that's
better,
right.
and end of the day, it's better to advise than just say
That's
it's
right.
like this from one experience.
That's right.
Because obviously a lot of people are scared of traveling solo or whatever it is, and obviously there's a lot of vlogs these days saying it's alright to travel solo, just they give you precautions.
Yeah.
And it's always good, isn't it? Because end of the day, you're just hindering your own experiences by being scared to do certain things. Sometimes you just gotta go out and do it.
Yeah.
But I also think it's a thing where like it's a personality type of thing, innit?
Yeah, that
There's
as
some
well.
people
Yeah.
where like traveling, hitchhiking, like doing all that stuff is a necessity.
Yeah.
You get me? Like you're drawn to do it. You know what I'm saying? If you're not drawn to do it, then it's probably not for you.
Yeah,
You get me?
just like the certain amount you can't go to certain countries with it because
Yeah,
you know
they're
it'll
just
be
too
peak.
record,
It'll be peak,
they're too
bro.
record,
Like
end up
it'll be
being
peak, innit?
Band
Like,
up abroad and that. Yeah, you have to be cautious
Trust
who you're
me,
traveling
fam.
with. You
Trust
don't want to be
me.
banged up in a foreign cell.
Vibes Cartel will be coming up before you, bro. like,
Yeah, leave the hell, man. But
so
nah.
out of all the countries you've been to, what was your favourite and like why?
Favourite and why? I would say Myanmar. Burma.
I don't even know where that is, bro.
Burma.
Burma.
Yeah. I would say Burma because it's untouched.
How come?
In terms of they don't receive a lot of tourists. And
Alright.
it's a country where I would say Turkey, but Myanmar because like the hospitality and people are so interested in you. Like they don't receive a lot of tourists over there. And Burma's so weird because they have like their border with China, their border with Bangladesh, their border with Thailand. So they got so many indigenous tribes that integrate together.
Yeah.
And when I was in Burma, like I went to the pagodas, like the Buddhist temples. I went to a monastery. That was the first time I actually had an interaction with people that actually studied or believed in Buddhism. So when I went to a monastery and the way they were praying and everyone was silent, I was like, I felt peace.
Yeah.
So when I went there, I thought, okay, and then just like wherever I went, people offered me free tea, whatever. It was super cheap, cheaper than Thailand, one of the cheapest places.
Cheaper than Thailand?
Yeah, because Burma they don't receive too many tourists, so it's just
Oh yes,
so
yeah,
cheap.
because obviously they put price up for tourists, innit? Yeah.
So I would say Burma, and then the second place I would say will be Turkey, and then the third I think Morocco wasn't too bad.
Yeah, Morocco's alright as long as you know what you're
Did you not
doing.
just go to Marrakesh or go to other cities as
I just
well?
went Marrakesh, but he went.
I've done Agadir as well, so I've done Kesh and Agadir, and Agadir is probably a lot better than Kesh in regards to affordability. It's not as touristy trapped.
Yeah, like how are the other cities compared to Marrakesh in terms of everything? Like,
Do you know what? Moroccan hospitality is generally they're hospitable, really great people, down to earth. Wherever you go, you get Moroccan tea. You'll get even a tangine and whatnot. People like will cater for you. They'll be like, yeah, come to my house, have a meal, whatnot. Really chilled out. But Kesh is just hustle and bustle. Agadir is more chilled out, more by the beach, a decent vibe. But I'd say in regards to the best place I've been to, Mexico. Playa del Carmen.
bruv, that's where I want to go, man. Mexico,
Mexico's
man.
just
Mexico's
Why
definitely.
do you want to go
my
Mexico?
team.
forget
Bruv.
the media.
Not what's that popular city that all these people go for skiing?
Cancun.
I don't want to go there, bruv. I don't want to go there.
I did Cancun for 4 days.
I'll do it.
It was expensive.
I
and
do
it was
it.
Americanized.
I do it, but I know it's not the real Mexico,
Nah, it's
innit?
not, it's not,
That's what I'm
it's
saying,
not.
innit?
It's
Like
not.
I want to go to a proper Mexico, like I'm in Fast and Furious or something, G. Like, them sort of places, bro. Like,
But you got to be careful in Mexico.
it could be dangerous, but bruv,
It's
it must be
dangerous.
nuts.
It's a great experience. The people are really good. Great hospital. I went even down to the hood in Cancun, funny enough. 'Cause I was like, listen, I'm on the main strip. I'm seeing Starbucks, LV. I'm like, this ain't Mexico, man. This is I've got on a bus now with my boy. Got on a bus, 50-minute bus ride. $1. It was $1, 50-minute bus ride. Went downtown. I went downtown and just seen all the locals and that.
You see Danny Trejo on that, bro. Like, that's you know it's peak,
I'm
bro.
the first person that I could speak a bit of Spanish, so I was just like, yeah, hi.
Oh, is it?
And then I was like, yo, do you speak English and that? People speaking a bit of broken English, and then I was like, yo, like, recommend me a calf to have something local. Then I went, they recommended me a calf, and then I had a fajita, had some guacamole in there, had some fritos. So yeah,
Then you got Starbucks then, no?
You know, I'm looking at my raw Starbucks, and I'm in Mexico. I'm like, yeah, this is too Americanized.
You should at least be like Starbucks or something. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
That's
Not just straight Starbucks, like, come on.
gentrification in that area, innit?
That's how you know it's
411,
real.
911.
Yeah,
as well.
innit?
I'll never forget landing
Just like how
on
they're doing
Montego
all-
Bay and seeing a Starbucks there.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah.
Where'd you go? Where'd you go?
Jamaica as well,
Montego Bay.
Montego
Oh
Bay,
yeah, Jamaica.
yeah.
Yeah, but that's where a lot of tourists go in it when they go to
Lots of
Jamaica.
tourists, yeah, that's a tourist
It's a
spot.
high tourist
Still is
area.
like-
True that.
That's where the expensive hotels and that are.
Yeah.
But then that kind of takes out the authenticity.
That's what that's
Yeah,
what I was saying earlier. That's why I said I'd rather go to a less popular city or area because you get the actual feel of the country and how it actually is.
Yeah. I think social media plays a key part in terms of our materialistic lifestyle.
Yeah,
100%.
You know?
100%.
And promoting certain areas and then leaving the rest out,
100%.
for example.
So like when we do travel, it's like when people come to London, they don't come to an area like this. They want to go to somewhere like maybe Peckham, Peckham or Brixton. They might do maybe Stratford, Westfield.
But the thing is, even these places, a lot of gentrification now, isn't it? So like, it's not how it used to be back in 10, 20 years ago.
Social media
especially like Clapham, Peckham, Brixton. It's not how it was.
Especially Bricky.
Like, a lot of students finish uni and they go to a cheaper area, and then which puts the house prices up, innit? So.
But social media is like changed the game in every single aspect: travel, business, fucking socially, everything. Like people become way more lazy. They want to go to the most talked about places.
I think social media is like what you know. Yes, I think social media is like kind of what you make it, innit? You can have negativity from it, or you can have positivity. It depends what you're doing. Like, for example, 20 years ago, people didn't have the benefit of having social media. People started businesses, made serious P's. Like you done your vlogging, you wouldn't be able to do it as it wouldn't have been as easy as 20 years ago. So with the help of all these social platforms such as YouTube, you've been able to follow your passion, innit?
Yeah, thank you.
So you got to respect it, innit?
I think like the whole concept of Blackman Da Traveller is actually.
I love the name as well. It's a good name.
Yeah,
it's a good name.
It's a catchy name.
It's a good name. I like that.
Thank you.
Rose off the tongue.
The whole concept of Blackman Da Traveller is basically a person that comes from an inner city part of London that didn't have the opportunity and funds, you know, from his parents, that left the UK to start his life again. But when you watch my content, it is a authentic, raw backpacking footage that I put out there. So my aim is to inspire everyone from all different backgrounds, all ethnic backgrounds, to travel, but not in a materialistic way. So, for example, we went to Sweden together.
Must have been expensive.
But
these sort of countries, I've been Iceland, bruv. Pricey.
No, Sweden was expensive, but
it was pricey, bro.
I told him we're gonna go so we can see how people live in that part of the world. Because not being rude, I don't know anyone that comes from my part of London.
Sweden,
I'm gonna go Sweden. I'm gonna go.
And then these men are going Barca or something. Miami, like.
So when we went there, and then like you did say, bro, it is expensive, but what we experience is hospitality in Sweden. It's very different compared to England. And the way they live, and then the way they integrate with other different cultures over there. And I thought, this is the beautiness of travelling. So the plan is, for me, end of the year, I want to go India for 4 months.
6 months.
4 or 5 months. And then within India, I'm going to do Pakistan for 3 weeks and Bangladesh for 3 weeks.
It's wicked, man.
And the reason why I chose those countries, because when you go back Pakistan, the first thing we think is like ISIS, Taliban, Islamists.
Yeah.
And then when you go back Bangladesh, you're just thinking fish and poor people in India.
Yeah, just like I said, social media, isn't it?
Social media.
Yeah, it counts to this.
There you go. So when I go to these countries, I'm going to show people the diversity that these countries hold.
Yeah.
And also there's certain tribes that I didn't know. Like there's a famous African tribe that stay in certain parts of Pakistan and India.
No, I think there's a lot of Indians that move to Caribbean. I think is it in Guyana that there's a lot of people from some Asian countries that moved. Like some of them are Caribbean but Indian, for example. Like Indian family roots.
Yeah, you're right.
I didn't even know that till last year either, to be fair. Until I met someone who was from there. So it's mad what you can learn, man.
That's true. You come across different people and just different experiences and that.
No, exactly.
Just take it.
How was COVID? Like, has COVID like kind of hindered on your travel plans?
Yeah, because this time last year I was meant to be in India actually. I was meant to do this Indian trip.
Alright.
But actually it's affected me. I got stuck in Argentina for 4 months because my partner's from there.
I'd love to be stuck there
No,
though. I can't lie.
no, trust me. Well, with the family, you can't really do anything.
Yeah.
But when I got stuck there, I'd done a lot of thinking. I'd done a little brainstorming, and it was good. I think in that perspective.
Yeah.
And then literally before I got stuck, I had to get a government emergency flight to come back to the UK.
Yeah.
I said to my cousin, "Look, bro, I'm coming back." Like, it's been Then he's like, "You sure?" I said, "Yeah, I'm coming back." And then he's like, "Oh, like, we're in lockdown." I said, "Trust me."
Yeah.
We're not in lockdown.
I'll be lockdown. Wait till I tell you the story, man.
Yeah, literally.
I was like, "Bro, trust me, I'm in lockdown." So I've come back to the UK, and the COVID's affected me, but I think this COVID has opened doors for many people.
100%. Like, obviously, there's negative sides. Like, it's sad people have died. It's hindered some people's growth, but at the same time, it's giving a lot of people time to think about what they're do. Do you know how much entrepreneurs there is, stuff like that, people that are actually chasing their passions due to COVID, because they realised, fuck this, I don't want to do this no more, innit? They have time to actually plan stuff.
Yeah, that's true. But a lot of guys, it's really funny because there's a lot of people who also completely blame COVID for everything they've done. It's like, if you notice that most of them, in my experience, are just fucking lazy people in general.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, really and truly, they are. For me, COVID's helped me out quite a lot.
Yeah, same here. The only piss take is that gym's been closed for like the majority of it, but
to be fair, for me, I got because of fighting, I got invited to gyms. So I was just I shouldn't really say this, but I was just sneaking to gyms with like. Because I was getting invited by other fighters. Other fighters were ringing me up and like, yo, come train me today. We're going here. Say no more. I didn't get that problem.
Would you say COVID's been a learning curve for you guys?
100%.
Yeah,
man.
absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely. I'd say so. Yeah.
It's definitely giving people a lot of time to think about what they actually do and actually brainstorm in it. Because you got all this free time thinking, like, I'm not type to sit and watch Netflix all day. I'd rather learn something or like find what I could do in it. So I think it's been very helpful to a lot of people, man.
I think that the fact that you guys actually got a podcast, that's very I think that's inspiring because you're bringing, even if you don't bring people like us, but you're bringing people on your platform, and even if you don't bring people, you're communicating and you're actually having general conversations that people will be interested to hear about. So because you guys have actually done that during COVID as well, because I think I see 1 or 2 of your videos, so that shows that you guys are consistent in what you guys want to do as a team. And that's good. That's inspiring. You know?
Definitely, COVID's definitely helped in terms of cracking on more.
Yeah.
Because we were kind of longing it off, and then COVID came. We said, let's start. We started with the Zoom stuff, and then we said, nah, fuck it, let's go studio, innit? It's a lot more professional. And then.
So how did it start? Like the whole.
So Oscar posted Insta once. He just said, I think it was like New Year's, like 2019, innit? Like around Christmas 2019.
Yeah, it was near towards the end of that time.
I remember because I was in my country at the time, and then he said, does anyone start a podcast? So I just DM'd him, innit? I was like, yeah, fuck it, innit? And then obviously when I came back to London, we planned to meet up, innit? On what we're gonna name it and stuff like that. And then obviously by March, COVID came. And that's when we started doing the Zoom calls and Skype calls, and then we said the quality's quite bad, so do you know anyone who has a studio? And then that's when he recommended me Tiger here, and then that's when we started with the studio.
Okay.
It's the whole thing was pretty funny because like about 2 years prior to that, I wanted to start a podcast because at these times no one knew about podcasts. No one knew.
I tried with so many of my friends and they all bottled it. They'll say yeah. Do you know some people that say yeah and then just bottle it in it?
Push comes up, like
bare blue ticks in it, like.
Like 2017, 2018 is when I wanted to start it, and no one was doing them. I watched Joe Rogan Experience. That was it.
Oh, it's Joe Rogan Experience.
That was the only one I was really watching. And I was like, I got to start one of these, right? But I didn't want to do it by myself because I don't want to talk to myself all day because that's just I'm gonna go mad. So I was like, trying who to start with, and you know, there's a lot of people who are like, yeah, I'm on it, man, I'm on it, and then obviously, you know, they bottle it, right? But the whole time though, I still knew him.
Okay.
And he never said once he wanted to start one until I put up the story. And he goes, I've been trying to start one too. I'm like, wait, so these past fucking 3 years, you've not told me one thing. And he's like, I don't know, didn't know you want to do it. I was like, fuck's sake.
How you gonna know, innit?
The thing was that we had started before. Like, we never know where it could have gone. Obviously, it's no one's fault. Like, I'm not saying part of yours. I'm kidding. No, but like, it wasn't. Yeah, we got started now. That's what matters, isn't it?
Yeah. To be fair, if we started 3 years ago, it'd been a lot better because obviously COVID. There's so many podcasters that
just popped out of nowhere. Everyone was just like,
every time I go on Insta, I see podcasting.
Oh, there's thousands.
It makes it a lot harder, innit? Especially people.
I think so. To cut you off, I think what will make you guys stand out is that you guys are 3 guys, innit? And you're just genuine friends.
Yeah.
And I think if you guys hold like different conversations, that will draw attention. As long as you don't talk about bullshit. And I've seen your stuff. You guys don't talk about bullshit. Like you talk about things that are actually relevant. That's going to be the beautiness of your success. That's what I think. Because like you said, there's so many podcasts out there, but a lot of people talk about the same things. A lot of people
have a certain niche.
That's why I didn't want. I wanted to avoid that because everyone said to me, "What's the topic going to be?" What do you mean? What's the topic? I'm talking about what I want to talk about.
To be fair, when we first started, we did have certain topics, but then we said, you know what? Why don't we just go with the flow instead, and then just see where it gets us? Because usually natural convos are the best, isn't it? Rather than having a structured. It's good to have a certain structure, but be flexible with it. You know what I mean?
Exactly. That's it. That's what we agreed on. I remember the best episodes we've had were the ones we just off the bat.
Yeah.
Like we didn't write anything down.
Just like this, we haven't planned this one. We just said, you know what? we're linking up. Let's do an episode, and it's been sick, man.
What's the end goal for you guys? Like where'd you
The
go?
end goal. We're just trying to. Obviously, we're still a small podcast. We're just trying to grow, man.
Yeah.
Our goal is to hit 100 subscribers. To be fair,
Okay.
that's our first goal.
That's our short term.
Yeah,
we're close.
Yeah.
Because if we can hit 100, we can hit 1,000. If we can hit 1,000, we
yeah.
can
The
hit
first
10,000.
100's the hardest one, isn't it?
That's right, that's right.
Like just like the first 1,000 was probably the hardest one because I see you lot on a 3K now,
Yeah.
and so like.
No, you get there. You get there.
Like, with time,
Trust me, you get there.
Yeah, man. Because obviously with the rise of many different podcasts, it's a bit more difficult, and a lot of them probably have different. They have a way better platform than us. Like they have more links, or like even the popular people start podcasts. You know, like rappers or whatnot. So like, they already have that advantage over us, and they have a bigger budget where they can like pay certain platforms to promote their podcast, innit? Whereas we ain't got that.
But the benefit. But the difference between you and them, it's always gonna be like he said today on the train. My cousin, he said that all these rappers that were relevant a couple of years ago, they need to stay relevant, so they started a podcast.
It's a good way to.
It's a good way, but then the difference between you and them is that okay, they were in the game for like many years, but you guys are fresh in the scene.
Yeah.
So when you got other podcasts, like you said, you don't want to talk about anything. Like you want to talk about stuff that's irrelevant. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or I mean, sorry, like you want to talk to stuff that's relevant. So when you got this other podcast, a lot of these podcasts, they kind of talk about the same thing. Like something in the UK, what happened? Dutch. Everyone's talking about Dutch. Football, Black Lives Matter. I'm not being rude, okay, but it's a bit boring. But if you come down and you have a genuine conversation, you speak about things, and people are like, hold on a minute, these guys are different. They're not authentic. Do you
know what podcast I rate the most out of the UK? Have you heard about the Winners Talking podcast?
Yeah,
Winners talk proper men problems, innit?
Yeah, okay.
Like a lot of other podcasts, I would recommend checking them out, man.
I already heard.
Is it
Winners Talking podcast? It's with
I already heard myself.
I'll send you the links, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna check them out, bro.
I've heard the Winners Circle.
No, Winners Talking.
Okay.
I'll write it to you on Insta later, man.
Isn't that a business
I'll recommend checking it out.
Yeah, Winners Circle.
I think I know about them.
Yeah, but anyways, like the rise of a lot of vlogs, and you probably have a lot of competition as well, because the rise of a lot of different YouTubers. So like you gotta find a way to stand out, especially when people ain't really rating you like that at the start. You gotta find a way to stand out, and it's hard, isn't it?
There's a lot of people that be like, "Oh, like why are you doing hitchhiking? Why are you doing that?" I'm like, you know what? My content is authentic and it's different. I don't know anyone that's doing road traveling content, and I don't know anyone that's doing podcasting. So I've got a podcast as well, but it's for young entrepreneurs. So my podcast is basically let's just say you three guys are young entrepreneurs. You're not getting the recognition that you deserve. So I want to interview you guys. I'm not going to ask personal questions, but I'm going to ask, okay, what's your name? What's your background? What made you want to start this 1010 podcast? You know what I mean? Or you know what I mean? So when I put you on a platform, people will be like, wow. We don't know who these people are, but they're actually doing...
That's what I was looking at the whole time. That's why.
Like, we don't know who these people are, but they're actually doing something positive. And then, like I said to my cousin, in exactly 3 weeks, I'm going to do a little 1 week challenge in the UK. So I'm doing a 1 week hitchhiking challenge. So I'm going to hitchhike from London to Newcastle.
That's going to be sick.
Have you been Lake District?
No, but you told me about it.
I'll go there, man. If you're into hiking,
it's
the place, bro.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I went there last year because obviously COVID. I said I can't go abroad without all these. So I said, you know what? I said to the man, let's all go Lake District. We got bear bud, done bear hiking, everything. But it wasn't the holiday we was expecting in July, you know. But we had to make the best out of it, and
you got London,
it was sick. It was sick. I can't lie. I don't regret it one bit. Change the scenery, man. It's these random ones that are usually the best.
Best ones,
it's usually the random ones.
No, that's true. Spontaneity. That's true. That's why I'm gonna try to do this. But I'm not gonna go up. I'm gonna go along the coast. So I'm gonna do London, Colchester, Ipswich, Norwich, and go all the way up. So the reason why I chose that because I could have went in the middle. But the
more higher you go, the colder it gets, bro.
That's exactly what I said.
It's like GTA, bro, where the weather just changes, isn't it? Just 1 minute the sun is just pouring, bro, pouring rain.
So the reason why I want to do that is because I want to show people, like, I want to hitchhike and show people, like, you can actually do it in the UK. But another way I want to show people because you can see the diversity that the UK holds. Because the more north you go, the more different it gets. Weather-wise, people, hospitality, and I think there's certain villages that you might say, "Wow, I never knew that was in the UK." Like hidden gems. So my aim is to go through those elements and say, "Look, I can do it. If I don't do it in 1 week, I'm gonna get a train back."
Yeah. You always got the train, innit?
Yeah.
It's there. It's expensive, but it'll get you home, innit? The Argentina was a lot more expensive than that, innit? Like, so.
Yeah, that's true.
No,
to be fair, if you can get stuck in Argentina, you can get stuck on a motorway. I mean, you'll survive.
Like,
You'll survive, bro. Yeah. But I mean, what was I going to say? What was I going to say now? I lost it. Shit.
I was going to actually ask you a lot about your Thailand experience, like how you found Thailand. Because I know everyone in this room knows that Thailand is a sticky one for some people and it's a live one for some people, innit?
Thailand is a place, I think it's, you go there for two reasons. Either to have fun, I want to be honest with you, to have fun, or you go there to actually see the country.
Yeah, and explore.
Obviously, I got a missus, so I went there and then I was there with her and then she was with her sister, so she travelled.
Alright.
But I'm not trying to discriminate any females, but when you're with two females, especially if one's your partner and a sister, you can't really enjoy the holiday. That's what I just think. So I thought,
there's certain things you got to take into account. Let's be grown about this, innit?
So I was like, because let's say she wants to do one thing and I want to do one thing. And
conflict, innit? Conflict.
So,
but that's why I recommend solo. But sometimes conflict interest, like as much as I like my friends, some things it's good to do yourself, innit?
There's problems as well.
Yeah.
There's problems. But Thailand was a very good experience. Hospitality wise, they were very polite. It was good. It was, for me, it was cheap. It wasn't bad. The food was good. I really liked the food. I did get food poisoning because I had pad thai. I don't think the lady cooked or cleaned the thing properly. But apart from that, Thailand was a very good experience. But I'll definitely go back, 100%.
I was going to ask Australia.
Yeah.
The brown snakes, bro. What? Explain this, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Because they're some of the most poisonous snakes in the world.
These guys are mad-sized insects, bro. Like I've seen.
What was the most common poisonous animal you see when you're out there?
In Australia, the most poisonous animal I saw was a lot of brown snakes because in Sydney and Melbourne you don't really see snakes because snakes don't like noise. Mm-hmm. When snakes hear noise, they're
go out.
And snakes are very intelligent and they can go by
they're sly, innit?
They can go by vibration. If they hear vibration, they're gone. I never knew that not until when the farmers explained to us. So when we was in the farm, especially in the farm, I was picking watermelons and snakes was going past my foot.
Serious.
But then obviously there's a way to react. If you don't because you see snakes very protective, innit? Like tutorial. And whenever you go towards a snake, when the snake goes up and it hustles, it's game over for you.
Yeah, bruv. When it goes like that, innit? When it goes like that, bruv.
They're very quick.
Zapping your neck, bro.
To answer your question, I've seen many brown snakes, and there's a way to handle them. Like, never approach a snake. Always stand backwards. And the way I know it sounds bad. I've killed a couple snakes. It was either me or them. Most of the time, I should not have killed them, but because it's we killed a brown snake.
Bro, better to be safe than sorry in the day, innit?
With a shovel.
Just whack it over the head.
Yeah, just hit it with a shovel. What else did we have?
Get out of here.
We had rocks. We're chucking big rocks at it. Yeah. Sometimes the snakes were chasing us. And
bro, that's scary, you know. That is scary.
But you know what? Okay, so the snakes are fucked.
Yeah.
But the real question and the real reason that I personally will never step foot on that fucking rock is because spiders.
Oh, yeah, redbacks and black widows, bro.
I've seen them.
Bro, Australia has all of it, man. That's the worst part about it, man.
Yeah,
funnel webs they're some of the worst.
The black widows are the first time I saw a black widow, I was working in Sydney in a construction site, and then I saw, because I think the black widow's one that's got spots in it, unless I'm wrong.
Black widow's got the red,
You've got the red back, which has got the huge red circle at the back, and then your black widow's got slight bits of red, I think, or something, or white even. Was that funnel web?
I must have saw. I think it was the black widow. So I'm working in the construction site, and then this spider's standing out. I'm like, oh, it's probably one of those poisonous ones. And think about Australia, anything can kill you.
Yeah.
Kill a pig.
What scares me the most about Australia is the insects, man. It's the insects, man. That's what scares me the most, bro. I seen finding a snake in the toilet or something, bro. How would you react?
That's all life, man.
How would you react, bro?
It's all life. So basically, when I saw the spider, I was working in a construction site. I know it was very bad, but I had a wool barrel and I had cement. Fuck this. Just chuck the cement on top of the spider quickly.
You gotta do it.
And then the spider was gone.
Bro.
Yeah, because the thing is, if you try to slap it away, but it'll keep on chasing you, innit?
That thing bites you, game over.
Exactly. So
game over.
And that's the thing with spider bites as well. Like, supposedly you don't even feel them.
Yeah.
They don't actually hurt. Like, supposedly you just get, like, you won't even notice you get.
Know me, if I ever get bit of spider, I'll just try to do that, bro. Like, see if it works, innit? Just see if it works, bro. Yeah, just fuck it. What are you gonna lose?
I've got 10 minutes to live, man.
Yeah, like, come on, man. Try different ones, like.
But yeah, snakes in Australia are mad. In most of the farms, a lot of them do have anti-venom kits.
Mm-hmm.
It's mandatory in Australia because obviously backpackers are there, but there's some farms that they didn't have that. And the farmer have explained to us, look mate, if you see a snake, you kill it. If you don't kill it, then it's up to you, mate. And the nearest hospital is probably like another 7-hour drive.
Obviously it's big, isn't it?
Australia's the size of Europe. It's that big.
The size of Europe.
But you'll be dead by the time you get to hospital, bro.
Mate, sometimes it took us 1 hour, in the backpacking hostel where we stayed to get to our farm.
1 hour.
So imagine if the snakes bit you got half an hour to live.
It's not happening.
What do I do?
Yeah, it's not happening.
If the helicopter's not going to come and save you,
it's not happening.
You're finished.
Yeah, you're finished.
You're finished. Yeah.
So I made sure I did not, for 2 years, get bitten by a snake or a spider. That was
forget that, man.
Survival, innit?
I think some people just don't have it in them, though, innit? To kill certain things, innit?
No, bro. It's like, if I'm going surfing, I'm bringing a dagger.
Some people ain't got it in them, innit?
I'm bringing a dagger. I go surfing, like in my wetsuit. This guy's getting deployed. I don't give a shit.
What about in the sea? Is there any dangerous insects in the sea?
Yeah, there's what are those things? Those stingrays? Is that jellyfish? There's a lot of them in the sea.
Are they dangerous there?
Yes, they are, because I think if it stings you, if it goes all the way to your thing, you can die.
That's what you piss
on
on
it.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Apparently the way you get rid of it, like to piss on it.
Yeah, that happened to my partner.
I ain't tried it, but
I've done it before. I'll tell you a story. Like, she might kill me, but I don't care. Like we was in Tanzania.
Yeah.
I can't remember,
2016
in Zanzibar. So she's gone out to swim.
Yeah.
And then she's come out now. And then there's this little thing that's wrapped around her leg.
Oh wow!
But it's see-through, and that was, I think that was a jellyfish or whatever.
Like
it was see-through. So she's like, "Oh, what is this?"
Yeah, like a very light colour in it.
Yeah. So she's all doing that, and I'm like, I don't know. You know what I mean? And then the guy that works at the hotel is like, "Hey, Mzungu's like white person. It's Swahili." He's like, "Oh, Mzungu, come. Take it off." So the guy's like getting his stick and taking it off, and she's like, "No, it's just a fish." He's like, "No, that's a stingray." My partner started spazzing out.
Yeah.
Then literally took it off, and then she had like her leg was all scarred.
And
then after the guy was like, "Oh, you have to." I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "No, no lie."
Whoa. Let's get shit straight here, innit?
And I'm like, "Mate,
what's this?"
I'm like, "Bro,
you want to whip it out?
On the beach, really?
I'm in the beach, man.
It's our place.
Yeah, literally. So what happened is that my partner turned around. I turned around. Literally, I had a bit of urine left. Literally, I peed on her leg. And then we went to the hotel. She was crying. And then the guy put a bit of vinegar as well.
Alright.
And then that was the only experience that I've seen someone that I know that had like a stingray thing. But the guy said to me, apparently, if you don't do that, it can trigger. It can go all the way to your heart.
Serious?
Yeah.
That's nuts,
You got to
man.
be very careful, man. And in Australia, there's a lot of them, especially in Sydney. A lot of them, especially in Sydney. You got to be careful when you swim in Australia. They always make announcements if like a shark's gonna come. I've seen sharks. I've seen sharks in Bondi.
Nah, you're taking a piss.
No.
Nah, bro.
People have to come out.
Nah, bro. Australia ain't seeing me, fam. Australia ain't seeing me, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, man, you see some sudden things going towards you, bro, and they swim fast, innit, bro. By the time you get the water, bro, you're gone, G.
That's why in Australia the way they do it.
And imagine you're bleeding or something.
Yeah. Never go in the sea in Australia, bro. Never go in the sea.
No, crocodiles
Serious?
are worse, bro.
Yeah.
Like, because with sharks, like they'll bite you, taste what you are.
They hear no more,
then they
bro.
swim around you.
Yeah.
Crocodiles just death roll, gone.
Yeah, bro, just like that, innit? Just literally, bro.
It's a game.
I'm going swimming pool or something, bro.
I'd rather get bitten by a shark, I think.
Yeah, straight.
Because you're more likely to survive. The shark might just go away.
Yeah,
fight off the shark.
Yeah. Crocodile, like you said.
Good luck fighting a shark, though. Great like shark, fam.
it.
Fucking hell.
And I think crocodiles, like, they kind of like hold you tight, innit? Like, with their teeth, and then
they do death roll.
Yeah, bro. They're arresting you, like, before they kill you, they're arresting you, bro.
I'd rather get a shark, because it could be a little medium shark. You could probably just like punch it, or I don't know.
I don't know, bro. I don't think a shark would take that punch too well, bro. Like, they got a lot of meat in it.
Crocodile, shark. Who'd you rather have a fight with?
Shark.
Shark.
All day. Shark.
Yeah, got more possibility of winning.
Weaker skin.
Punch it up 1, 2 times.
Yeah,
He's got to punch it in the nose, innit?
Yeah.
And then it just runs away.
Also,
At the same time, I've seen the size of a shark's mouth compared to crocodile.
A crocodile's harder to reach around the eyes than it is for a shark. A shark's eyes are right there. It's easy to, get them.
Yeah.
You know, and also, another thing, if a shark flips on its back, it's paralysed. Like a crocodile's not to do that. Crocodile's
I
not
don't know that.
Crocodile can chase you out of the water as well.
Sharks have to constantly move. They have to always move or they die. Their breathing system is designed so they have to move forward. That's why sharks never sleep.
Beaches in Australia ain't seeing me, bro.
They're moving when they're sleeping.
Yeah. They can't actually stay still. It's impossible. They can't go backwards. They can't stay still. If you flip them upside down, they get paralysed.
I can't go backwards. I didn't know that.
And the reason why great whites they have a white belly is if prey look up at it, the sun is the same colour as the belly.
Okay.
And the reason why it's grey is if you look down, the sea's darker. When you look down, you can't see it.
Oh,
shit.
Camouflage.
It's camouflage. It's complete camouflage.
Yo, that's cheap.
That's why they shoot up from the bottom, because you can't see them coming.
Wow.
That's mad.
Yeah, that's why they're fucking scary as shit.
I don't know how these men do it where they fucking chill in cages next to the sharks, bro. Safe, man. Pay me how much you want, bro. I ain't doing that. Bro.
Would you?
Imagine you just see it just bumping into you, bro. Like,
I don't know what I'll do. I'll be
trying to G-check you, bro.
What are you doing here? You're in my territory.
On my block.
Try to fight it quickly, never know.
But Australia is, I'll definitely recommend you guys to go there.
After all of that,
Just accept. So, for wax takers, no snakes, no beaches, because I'm chilling, get a hotel with a swimming
just
pool in
basic
it.
quarantine.
Yeah, basic quarantine,
COVID's
and
safe,
look in the toilet before you piss, bro. Look in the toilet.
I would say I say just go for the experience, man, because you're never ever gonna go to a country that has everything, bro. They got beaches, desert.
Yeah, there's always bad stuff about certain countries, isn't it?
Yeah.
You just gotta.
I mean, London, you got stabbings. I mean, you may as well. I mean, Australia's got a bit of life to it.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
you ain't got Rambo knives and that, bro. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, it's true. It's almost a lot better. It is true. So, the way you two linked up, then it was more because you're manager, right?
Yeah, I'm managing the show from
So
behind.
how did you get into that then? In general, like.
Do you know what it is? We used to just chill. So he would phone me, yo, let's go chill, go link, whatever, just go meet people, have a bite to eat, just virtually just chill. And he come up with the concept, and I was like, listen, I might as well manage you because I've got a business degree as well. So when it comes to all technicalities, like various like the contractual obligations or like marketing opportunities or people just providing them products to sample and stuff, I can go over the T's and C's, terms and conditions and shit, look at it and be like, is it worth him getting involved, associating with the brand and stuff. And
Yeah,
also,
man, that's what you need, bro.
I was like, bro, like when I met him, when he come back from Australia, I was preaching ownership and equity because I was like, bro, you've got a brand here, you're a walking billboard right now. And in order
You are your brand, innit?
Yeah, boom, you smashed it. In order for you to enhance your capabilities, you need to maintain your ownership and don't believe all these big companies, oh, listen, look, we want to take 10% here and then we'll pay you this amount. I said, listen, mate, no amount of money can pay for your brand because you are who you are.
End of the day, yeah, when people are offering certain new amounts of money, yeah, you already know you're worth more than that. You already know it, bro. You already know. This is why I'm against all these rappers and stuff signing to labels.
Yeah,
trust me, bro. Some banging rappers have signed to labels where they don't even know because they're young and naive, innit?
There we are. They've got 100k and then after that they paid 100k back to the label and then they don't get anything.
Yeah, but they got like 10k.
Didn't Ice Cube get fucked from his first contract?
But this is where they see opportunity to finesse people, innit?
NWA, it was him and Dr. Dre. They both, I think their first contract, they both got absolutely they got.
Same with let's say Don King and Mike Tyson and all that.
Yeah, look, Don King was raiding them all.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, this is my thing, because obviously, I get people get stuck in bad contracts or whatever, but you signed a bitch.
It's not. Of course.
They don't know what they're signing.
But the thing is, that's the thing. A lot of people ain't educated enough to know what they're signing.
I don't like how people always put the responsibility on the suit, like on the label.
No, it's not. It's not the label's fault.
You gotta take responsibility for your own shit.
No, definitely.
I definitely. Labels there to make money, innit? That's what they're there for.
Definitely. That's how capitalism works, innit? Like, I don't blame the label, innit? And just people need to be more aware. I realize, but not everyone's your friend, innit?
Exactly.
Like, bruv, you have to look at it. What's in it for me? You got to be selfish. What's in it for me? Fuck everyone else. What's in it for me? Like, how am I benefiting in 5-10 years?
But that's why you need good people around you at all times to sort of go
like some people haven't got that advantage. Some people ain't got that advantage. So it's good you lot are close to each other. You lot got that element of trust. Which is where not a lot of people, bruv, most of these rappers, bruv, they just got a bunch of bums.
Bear man just hanging on like,
like
10 years ago.
Trying to milk from them, fam. Milk from them.
I need some money.
I know enough of them people.
Like, so it's sad, man. Some real talented individuals just go off because of who they're around, bruv. It's peak. It's peak.
But I think it comes down to like your mentality as well. Like you need to have the right state of mind to hang around with the right people.
A lot of people.
But I understand where you're coming from. Like, the labels are there to make money, but in your point of view as well, makes sense as well. Like, you know your worth, innit?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like, we know our worth. You might know your worth as well, because there could be a time where someone might come to you. You know what? We want to sign you guys, and maybe one out of you three might be like, oh yeah, let's sign a deal. But then there's gonna be that one person that you like, hold on a minute. Like,
is it worth it?
Is it worth it?
Yeah.
Like, what, they're gonna give us this amount of money, but then we can make more
independently
in the long term. But like, it comes down to what you say, equity and ownership, innit?
Yeah, you gotta hold on to your brand. But the thing is, every man has a price. Because it just depends on how you determine that price.
But that's the thing, like, once you're signed to certain labels, you're their bitch, bro. You do what they tell you, and then that's when your brand gets ruined, because you're not authentic no more.
Not all the time.
You're not authentic.
You're making sense now, man.
It depends on the contract.
You're not authentic no more. They tell you to make certain type of music or certain type of films. You're not authentic no more.
Publish deal though. You can get a publishing deal and still distribute your shit without actually.
No, but once you're in that position,
once you lose your brand, bruv, your brand will take you your whole lifetime, man. It's a legacy, G. Whereas a record label, it's only 5-10 years. It's temporary. Like you being authentic is the most important bit of it, because that is what people will remember you by.
No, I agree.
For certain people, it depends on who you are as well. A lot of people don't give a fuck about being authentic. They just want to make a bag, innit?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And how it's in a minute, but like...
to each their own,
most rappers these days are like that, bro.
To each their own at the end of the day, innit?
The amount of shit that comes out these days, it's like, you couldn't have written that. Like, do you know what I mean?
You
can't. Someone's written that for you, they paid you to rap it, it sounds shit, you've taken the money, you've sold it. Like, you've sold out, bro. Like,
to each their own, though, innit?
But here's the thing, this is why I've always preferred old school music. Because I believe it came from a much more authentic place.
Yeah, it's timeless as well, isn't it?
You listen to like Tupac rap, for example. You feel what he's actually saying. Like, he's actually there's actual message he's getting across, and it also is a good song. Yeah. Like nowadays, it's just don't get me wrong. There's some good stuff still, of course, but most of it's just fucking crap. Yeah. I mean, it's just like. It's talking about the same stuff.
When you say you don't like certain type of music, people look at you different, innit? Like what's wrong with you?
Nah, you can't even judge someone by their music taste.
People do though, innit? People do. And humans are just judgmental, bruv. No matter what you try to do, people judge you one way or another.
Good or bad, you're right.
So what's the 5-year plan for the whole
trying to take it international, baby.
Come on.
Trying to be in Brazil, trying to be in America.
I rate that.
Trying to be in South Africa.
The whole thing is so we was working on, like, me and my cousin on one idea. By next year we want to get 10 vulnerable kids from any part of the UK and that don't have the funds to take them to a holiday.
Always good to give
let's
back.
go.
3 days to Barcelona.
Yeah, so we're trying to raise.
I rate it, man.
Yeah, so we're trying to raise £10,000, £1,000 per kid to pay for their accommodation and everything.
You got a GoFundMe link or something? We can post it.
We'll plug it.
We'll plug
that. Yeah, man. So GoFundMe. So if you go on my Instagram, Blackman Da Traveller, it's in my link tree. It's on my Patreon. So basically, we're trying to work on this to help the vulnerable kids to go to certain parts around Europe that they've never been to. So they can at least experience life. Yeah. And then, like he said, Blackman Da Traveller, like, we want to take it like global, internationally. Yeah. And hopefully, the government will actually look into what we're trying to build, something beautiful. Because I've contacted the mayor of Newham, where I'm from. I've sent her a personal email, and hopefully she got back to me. her team member, and then they kind of look into starting to start a scheme.
No, especially new ones, a lot of crime.
Yeah, a lot of crime.
Too much activity there.
So we're trying to help vulnerable people, and then hopefully eventually go to countries that the media portrays in a negative way. Just give back to people.
Sick,
no, that's big, man. Traveling literally changes you.
Changes
your whole mindset.
It changes you for the better as well.
Yeah, big time.
Big time.
Nah, I rate that. I rate it both of you.
Thank you, man.
Thank you for coming on.
Respect, thank you for having us.
No, it's actually thank you for actually like letting us to come on and for us to network. So
man, thank you for giving us the opportunity, because we've been trying to network with a lot of people with your sort of subscribers, and obviously some have it, some don't, innit? So
me, I'm a type of person.
Gotta appreciate it.
I don't care if your numbers are up, your numbers are low. I always say to my cousin, it's not about the numbers, it's about the content. It's the most important.
I rate it.
There's a lot of social media people out there. I'm not trying to have a dig at them. It's like they got too much pride to network with certain people. Sometimes you have to understand that we're all in the same position to grow.
At one point you were, innit?
It's
always good to remember where you came from, innit?
100%.
But for those that want to find you, where can they find you?
So basically, best way to find me, if you go on my Instagram, is Blackman. Blackman is one word, _Da Da Traveller. That's my Instagram name. My YouTube channel is Blackman Da Traveller, and then King Kaya.
Yeah, at King Kaya, and that's at King_Kaya.
I'll post it all in the description. Don't watch that. So you want me
one more time.
So it's at King Kaya. That's KING_KAYAA.
Nice.
So I didn't mean to cut you off, but
That's all good.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. See you soon.
Make sure you check them out as well. You support them.
1010 podcast, top blogs.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for coming on, guys.
Much appreciated for having us.
No,